Still doesn't look great, let's say.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Fartcoin I like as an alt long right now compared to the rest of the market, to be honest.
Yep.
Um,
Most of alts got sold bad.
yep. Yeah, Fartcoin can go back to like 117 from here, and then we can flip short on it again, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm eyeing at.
Yeah, good.
Another reason I think we should be bottoming here for small bounces. We have been holding decent against the stock sell-off today. Like stocks got sold off hard as well. So ideally, I think we just need to survive till stocks close, which is in 5 hours from now, and we can get some relief bounces going into weekend once stocks close.
Yeah, I think that should happen. I think if we're going to see relief, it's gonna have to be on a liquid weekend, right?
Yep.
Into Sunday, Monday, and then maybe more down early into the month as we usually do. Um, yeah, let's go over BTC as well. Those of you that tuned into our stream yesterday know that we talked a fair bit about this tree drive, which could play out here. And well, it did. It's bouncing from here, even if it's a weak bounce, right? We're up like what, 1% from the lows. 117 is a very big level for us to watch now. If we don't manage to flip that from here on out, then it's obviously bearish retest. Then we're gonna go lower, probably towards 110. I would see us go then. If we do reclaim it, then it's just back inside the range, right? And this was a deviation, and then you have actually a similar setup as to what happened in our April bottom. We also did like somewhat of a tree drive there. So that's something I'm watching here. If we do reclaim, we probably go, well, break to the upside of the range, but that's for later. So far, it's looking pretty weak. And I think it's also worth considering that even though there was a lot of institutional buying, we still didn't really manage to break out of this range. Like inside this range, we had a lot of people and a lot of companies come forward, they were buying. And we also had some bullish news yesterday, I believe, with the
Yeah, yesterday was
SEC launching
surprising to be
some.
honest. Like I entered a short, and as soon as I entered, there were multiple bullish news coming out, and I was like,
Yeah,
okay, maybe I'm wrecked now. But then there was literally like zero reaction out of it, and we ended up nuking instead.
yeah, the market didn't react positive to it at all, which is also a bit scary. I mean, I wouldn't say scary, it's just a bit bearish. To be honest, that we didn't really like, we didn't even pump 0.5% or something, which like usually that type of news would at least evoke somewhat of a reaction, but it didn't. Hi
Yeah.
Mega, hi Journey, sup Living, sup Negroni, sup M. How you guys doing? Sup Double G. So yeah, that I think if we do go to like 117, 118, you probably want to focus on the short side
Yeah,
with
I have the same level. I'm eyeing
logical
at like
stops.
118K retest over the weekend to try shorts.
Yeah, yeah. Like I would be looking at SPX short at 180, Fartcoin 117, maybe Hive as well. Hive also broke down finally, which is pretty big.
Yeah, I think hype could bleed further. Like it's a
Yeah.
good short in coming days.
If for Hive now, if you get like 41.4, I think it's a good short. You're short on ETH, right?
And I just TP'd like right at the New York Open down we got fully. I'm looking to see if we could get a push back into 3800s. Like that would be too much, but still like mid 3700s to
Mm-hmm.
reshort again.
Yeah, I drew this yesterday. I don't know why. So far it's following.
Yeah.
If we yeah, anything towards 3.8 is a short for me. if we get 4.1, I'll probably short a lot. But until then, I'll be waiting for now.
Yesterday was a clean shot. Like once it bled back below 3,800, the idea we talked on stream,
Yeah,
it was pretty easy.
yeah, this failed breakout into then closing below support is, yeah, that was pretty free, to be honest.
HPG, your current trade of long, will you be taking complete TP at 117 or the first target I have is around 116.5, 117. Once we flip that remaining, I let run towards like 118, 119ish. That's my final target. Could it be possibly just slow bleed down instead of a bounce to 117 first? Well, it could be, but as we discussed in the starts, that if stocks led sell off on a Friday, usually if you get to survive till the stocks end, which is in around 5 hours, you usually get some good bounces because you now no longer have TradFi selling on you. So
Yeah.
now crypto can give you some decent reliefs. So that's my bias behind longing right now. We can very well just nuke to 110, to be honest, looking at how weak we have been trading this entire week. Uh, so you can never be certain, but the idea is that since it's a good stocks led sell off and we have been holding relatively well today, at least against the stocks. So the idea is that once the markets close, we can get some bounces.
I think something to also note, something which I realized yesterday, is that this is the wrong index. Volatility has been very, very, very low
Yep.
On BTC. And that's the VIX.
I think some violent move towards next week. I'd incline towards.
This also. I saw a chart somewhere. I don't know if it was from TradingView, but like our volatility is super low, so there's probably a big move coming. Usually when we have that volatility slowdown, the big move is very soon. What do you guys think for a good price of E not to go long? Let's have a look. I think it's like it was very strong the past week, right? But I think it's also coming to an end here. Pretty much completed its bounce from the lows.
Yeah, and with a bias of like early month de-risking and alts, if you get around, I'd say 48, 47 on ENA incoming times, which is like a further 20% pullback, that's where I'd be interested again.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I want to bid it earlier because like 51, 55-ish,
Yeah.
it's too close almost. Like if BTC chops around here for another day or two, this you probably get 55, but if BTC then goes lower, you're at 46 easily.
Yeah, I think mid 40s is a good area.
Yeah, I would bid here. And low time frame if it, let's say it bounces to 63, or well, let's actually this whole region from which it actually rejected H4, the current H4, then you can probably try a short here, and as long as it doesn't close above 64, should be going lower still. And then obviously at 46 you TP, which is like a nice 30% short almost. Share this short. What other alts do we have? You said something about Bong, didn't you, Living?
But
Yeah,
yeah, bonk for the
and
decent bounce as well.
bonk and bull div here, maybe.
Also, we have a nice 4-hour close on bonk, like the last one we got.
This is
Not
a
bad.
strong close.
Yeah. I think bonk and fartcoin, these could be leading to going into weekend. Like good 10-15% bounces. Also, you have 4-hour divergence at the bottom.
Yeah, this looks better than most. Only Fartcoin looks a little bit better than this.
When I woke up
Yeah.
today, I had a feeling it would be better to play FIFA. Yeah, like Fridays is where you want to be not pushing too much on trades, to be honest.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like on a Friday you wanna prepare for the next week if it gives like some bearish or bullish retests depending on the market. Then on Sunday and Monday you can position a lot more easily. Yeah, bonk looks good. Pangu, yeah, let's look at Pangu as well. Do the whole list. Yeah, Pangu looks a lot worse in terms of like
Yeah.
these H4s.
I closed my short on it a little early, like I closed for a 10-12% move, and now it's further down.
It's like that moment you know you have a good short, but you're still gonna TP because you think it'll bounce more. It's so
Yeah.
difficult. You wanna get high at what?
I think on Pengu, if you get what's that? Yeah, 0.0258 around there. I think it can round off good for another move up, which is like another 20-25% drawdown. This is what I have.
I see. Yeah, because if it doesn't hold here where it has somewhat of a support, it's back down.
Yeah, maybe like some bounce first, but overall, like for me to be getting good size long on it, I'd wait for this area.
Such clean top as well. Look at this. Fuck me. That's very
Yeah.
clean. A lot of alts did this.
Yep. This is what I DM'd you a few days back as well. Like early this week was one of the easiest shots you could have taken in a long while.
Yep.
Open interest was going insane. You had bad daily closes.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the way I sold my spot.
Yeah.
Pretty much sold the top.
It's fine to take a long on ETH at 35.80 since we are hoping for a bounce on BTC. I'd say like if you're hoping for a bounce on BTC, why not just long BTC, no? Because sometimes it can be really annoying that your bias is that BTC bounces, you ended up choosing a major to long instead, and that major doesn't move much, and BTC is reaching now to your target. So instead, just go with cleaner price action on Bitcoin instead of ETH.
Yeah, I agree with that because like, for example, if you look at these alts now, let's take low time frame, right? BTC has bounced okay-ish. It's already selling off, whatever. But then usually BTC starts bouncing and then alts bounce with it. But the minute BTC shows like only a little bit of weakness, all these alts and majors, they drop more, especially in
Yep.
a environment like this. And then you're just stuck in an alt long that won't really move. And maybe if you're lucky, you get out break even. But it's better to focus on BTC.
And also BTC in these conditions is a way less stressful trade, to be honest. Like I'm long since morning with 114.9 entry, and it's been chopping around. Alts have been making new intraday lows, yet BTC is still around my entry, and I'm holding it stress free. On the other hand, if
Yeah.
I was long any major or alt, I'd be worried right now. So it's a way less stressful trade
Yep.
where you can size up more than your alts.
Good morning, Tony. How you doing, bro? Man, the only thing I'm annoyed about is that I didn't short Sol.
It's all,
I
yeah.
wanted 2% higher. Fucking hell. Like I thought it would do this, you know? Where's my
To
brush?
me, this summer yearly open has been really helpful in my trading. Like just trade around yearly open levels. So like once saw lost yearly open and it was like bear retesting this early week. That's the reason I tried some Sol meme shots. So once things
What's
are like
what's
retesting
yearly
yearly
open?
open, it's pretty much like the summer range highs we had in Sol. So it's 189.
Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah. We also have big supply there.
Yeah.
I think if I retest that, you short it again.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Like with our BTC and ETH plan, if Sol retest closer to 185, 189, it could be a good shot.
Yep. Yeah, anywhere back inside this region is a good short.
On the other hand, for a long, I'm looking at like at least for a bounce, I'm looking closer to 157, 150. Like with the yesterday monthly close, we have formed like a demand around there. So I'm kind of thinking that monthly demand could provide a good bounce. So around I think 158 would be a good bounce area on Sol.
Yeah.
Okay, someone with a long note. I just want to say 24.
I'm good, Tony.
I
Thanks.
I have full confidence on your trades. Only thing I would say is full confidence shouldn't mean that you just go full portfolio, right? I will be wrong someday as well. SUI is at a nice area to be honest. I'm still not a fan of how its open interest is still at all-time highs, but decent area for a small bounce.
I'll play some alerts here. Sui, let's do Sui. Yeah, it could bounce here. This is a nice
Yeah.
demand. Nice daily demand we have, which is actually bouncing from as we speak. Good H4 as well. Starts closing below it as well. Yeah, that's basically your invalidation. Because that's a pretty big level in general if you look here at the previous times it's traded there.
ETH selling off quick. Yeah, like look at how ETH is trading against BTC. This is why I'm saying BTC is a way less stressful long right now. ETH is back towards the intraday lows. Useless gave a good bounce. And usually, like I've been observing this, that whenever like useless runs, Bonk then follows, even though it should be like opposite, but
Yeah, I want a short in you in getting I want to get a short on useless man.
same, yeah. I think around
I
like 30 cents would be nice.
Like if these alts round off, like the stronger ones like Sui, Useless, Bonk, then we probably get like bearish retests then 15% higher if we're lucky. And for Useless that would be 30, yeah, like you're saying. 30 would be very good.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason for it to flip here.
Yeah, like, but a nice 17% bounce. I think Bonk follows. We talked about Bonk, but nice strength
Yeah,
in Bonk too.
Bonk usually follows it. That's true. I'm gonna set an alert at 28. See what I can do there. If we get it. So it basically front ran the range lows at 22. It's a big level for it. Breaks that, it's gonna waterfall.
Also, Fartcoin and Bonk, these are the only two alts that are green on my spaghetti chart currently.
You guys were to start trading today with a total portfolio value of 50K. How much would you be putting in spot and how much in leverage? Personally, I mean, it depends what you mean by spot. I think that's an important question to ask because I feel a lot of people still think that if you buy spot and hold, it's easy. But let's be honest, this cycle spot holders have been getting obliterated, so it's not easy at
Yeah.
all. So if you mean I will actively trade this spot portfolio and manage my risk on it, then I would say 95% you put in spot, 5% you use for leverage. If you want to buy and hold blindly, I would say don't buy and hold blindly for now. Don't buy and hold until late 2026, I think. Unless we're talking stocks. But if we're talking crypto, don't buy and hold and actively trade
Ex
it.
yeah, I'd say excluding Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin is something you can have some buying
Yeah.
plans where you just like add to your Bitcoin exposure every few weeks with your trading profits. But apart from Bitcoin, there is not a single thing in crypto that you should be holding multi cycles or for years.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the exception is if there's like a very, very obvious play. Um, for example, Pepe in the bear market was quite an obvious play. You could have bought that, ran it up 100 eggs or whatever, and then you sell it. But that's not like a long-term hold. I would say that's more like a trade.
Also, another thing I'd add is again, it could be very different for depending upon what kind of an investor you are. But a lot of people go for accumulating things when the market is really bad, which kind of makes sense that you want to buy lower and sell high, that kind of a thing. But for me, timing alts bottom has been really difficult this cycle, right? You end up DCing. The alts are now further 70%, 80% from where you started buying, which has happened multiple times this cycle. I am more inclined towards buying spot when we are really risk on, right? Like for example, when we broke out of 110K, that's where I started buying spot. I got like multiple 2x plays. I got instant 40, 50, 70% moves on my buys and I sold them within a week or two, right? And now I'll not look to buy a spot again until the risk on conditions are back. On the other hand, if you are buying when the conditions are risk off, you really don't know how lower these alts could go, right? So I'm more of a buying when things conditions are good, buy some swings, buy some spots, and ride them higher as long as the fun lasts. And as soon as you start seeing signs of reversal, you just instantly sell and book your profits and then just do nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's really good advice.
Because your capital also has an opportunity cost, right? You can like keep on holding your alts for months, but then you could have had better things to do with that capital, right? On the other hand, you can wait for some, BTC breakout, some majors breaking out, and then you can, instantly ape into alts and get instant returns instead of bag holding for months and years.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anyone in the stream who's in in the on-chain channel a lot. I see Tony in here, but like a lot of people in there, they're like, yeah, when alt season, when alt season. Well, in theory, all the alts, some of them are holding, and that's no shade to anyone. That's just unfortunately the harsh reality is that these coins already had their runs, and in previous cycles, these coins would have a second, then third, and fourth run. But this cycle, they had one run and then they died, and people are still sometimes holding them because they're not actively trading them in the hopes that they'll bounce back. And that then also incurs a lot of opportunity costs, and that's not something you want to be doing, especially closer to the end of the cycle. You just want to, well, treat it as a trade and move on if it doesn't work out.
Yeah. I think instead of looking for full blown alt cycle, just look to capitalize on time to time alt rotation you get. And those are some good gains as well, right? Like, for example, just within the last like 15 days, we had ENA doing like a 3x from lows, MOG doing like a 2, 3x from lows. There were multiple other examples as well. So
Zora.
yeah, Zorav is another thing. There were multiple alts that did multiple X's, right? So all you have to do is just be right on time, pick good narratives, get into it, ride the trend, and sell instantly.
Man, Zora, I don't know why I didn't short it.
What's Zora doing? Yeah,
This
Zora
is
was
so
insane,
clean.
Riley.
Clean breakdown here as well. Take a look at XRP, yeah, sure. It's once again tapping this big demand. It can bounce here if it holds. If it accepts back below this region, it's a free short back to $2. Like for now, it's doing a good bounce, right? But if it accepts back below, it's gonna, and this is actually such a good setup to trade. INJ did this. I use this example a lot. INJ did this in 2024 when our alt cycle topped here. I have it marked out. Accepted back inside the range, that was your short trigger, and then it just sold off back to the range low. Firstly, gave a bounce for a bit, and then lower and lower and lower. This could be what XRP is going to do if it doesn't hold this 290 region. Now, if it holds this 290 region, then everything's fine, right? But definitely something to consider here as it's approaching this region. Good bounce on it, actually. Doesn't look bad. Set an alert here. Oh, acceptance below 290 on XRP, or maybe even 295. You probably, yeah, you probably take a short on it, to be honest. But it might be forming a bull diff here. Yeah, it's basically resetting on the daily, so it doesn't look awful.
Bonk is looking really strong still.
Yeah, I hope we get the useless short entry, to be honest. Like the RSI is reset on a lot of vaults here. Bonk, XRP, useless sort of, accepting below, but so we could get good bounces from it.
Yeah.
Use 114k. What's the next support level? 110, and then if we accept below 110, it's Gonna get ugly. But 110 should give some type of bounce.
I really don't want us to get close to like 111, 110. So how it has been this cycle is that either we just front run these obvious retests, or if we do go for those perfect retests of the previous range highs, we end up new way lower, like we had
Yeah.
back in I think 24th December when we had the ETF listing. We broke out of 44K, we pushed into 48, then we had an immediate retest of the 44 range highs, and that ended up nuking way lower into like 36, 37. So ideally, you want Bitcoin to round off around like about 112, 114, not give you that 111, 110 retest.
You mean this one, yeah? Wait.
Yeah, the ETF getting live
Yeah,
breakout.
this was such a good trap, man. I remember that.
Yeah. So if we are bullish, you don't want us to retest the range highs immediately, to be honest.
No. They
That's why I see
almost
a lot of people wanting to long there, but if we do get 110, 111, I'll just be doing nothing there.
they almost made me bearish here. I remember.
Around 37?
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
me too, me too.
I was like, oh, but
I did too.
I got out. I longed my longs, and then we had this base melter. What else do we have? Yeah, BTC is probably just gonna flatline until New York close, and then it's gonna give a bounce. Syrup. What does syrup look like?
Really bad.
Yeah.
It's been showing some strength intraday, but overall the daily structure looks bad. I saw some people chilling RW narrative again yesterday because of the news of SEC wanting to get all the markets on chain.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe on does set up these kind of tokens perform a little, but, but not too positive on the.
Yeah, Ondo got smoked ever since. Since it topped. It reminds me a bit of Fed.
Yeah, me too.
SPX. That's not my SPX chart. Yeah, I think for SPX, this is what I drew out earlier. 180, 170 for a bearish retest, and then chop or lower. Like the aggressive part of the move is pretty much done now. Thank you, Owen, for topping the markets.
He has such a good accuracy. I
Yes.
think it was the last time he posted that falling picture, right? Where
Yeah.
and then alts nuked like 80-90% following month.
Yeah, it's he has 100% hit rate so
Yeah.
far in being a counter signal, so that's good at least.
Yesterday he was like ready, then we instant nuked.
Yeah, SPX was super overcrowded. Like
But I'll
Owen, what
still hand out credit to
to
Murad, to
Marat?
be honest. He's still chilling it hard, man. He works super hard for his bag, to be honest. So I do want him to win eventually.
Man, I an IRL friend of mine who doesn't really do that much in crypto, but is still like active, like more or less. He shilled SPX to me at like 40 mil.
Wow.
And I was like, shit, I didn't buy. But good
Yeah.
job for you, though. He made some money on it. He ran through countries GDP and yeah, man. What's his portfolio looking like? It was at like 50 mil or something, right?
His portfolio made new highs.
Double top, yeah. I think I believe he sold some SPX OTC if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't think
I
so.
he-
If that would have happened, it would have been like a big news because his wallets are completely doxed.
I heard something about it or some other coin. I don't remember.
Because he's still making podcasts about how this is like a $1 trillion coin.
Bonk looks really good now, doesn't it?
Yeah, Fartcoin and Bonk leading in the bounce.
Yeah, that looks great.
But I love his hand gestures, the way he talks.
Yeah, he mastered the art of the shill.
Yeah.
The art of the shill. Maybe I'll try long on Bonk. I don't know. I don't like trading on Fridays at all. Probably means we bounce. What the fuck is Saros? Why is it trading like this? What's this coin?
What's the spellings on it?
Saros.
It is on Pivot.
Market cap
Wow.
980 mil.
What?
Yeah, that's what CoinGecko says.
So
FDV
it's
4
a
bill.
it's a $1 billion coin with up only price action.
That's crazy. Let's check. Yeah, rank 112. Let's don't buy bit.
Yeah, it is a 1 billion market cap.
It's on Sol. Why did nobody tell me about this?
Seros is the ultimate app designed to redefine your Web3 experience on Solana. It provides seamless access to evolving global decentralized economy. Didn't understand the word. It has some sort of application that's going viral.
Okay, it's a liquidity layer. 33 million locked. That's not a lot for a $1 billion protocol. They probably just have loads of supply cornered.
But why is no one talking about it? Is it like the next OM? Like no one
Maybe.
used to talk about OM, and then it did like 1000x. Yeah, it
Okay,
looks very similar to the OM chart.
I'm gonna look for a short on this. Why is my PC lagging? There's too many coins. Yeah, I agree. Last cycle you could just be like the last cycle it was so easy. You could see the rotation from a mile away. What else? This is interesting, I guess. Two setting. 2 hourly looks pretty cooked. I mean, if it flips here, it probably goes for another all-time high push. I don't know if the market makers are the same, to be honest. I don't know who the market maker is on Saros. It doesn't have a lot of liquidity though. It's like you can move the books with, yeah, very thin liquidity. Yeah, we could easily move the books. Not doing that though. Trying to avoid going to jail.
Yeah.
What's the open interest on it saying though? I mean, we could short it, right? But the issue is if you call a short on a coin like this in the group, you're just gonna end up getting targeted. Like there will be like 100 people opening the same trade.
Are we talking
Gonna
about
w-
Saris?
Yeah.
I think it would like first give you some sort of a blow off top the way it has been grinding up.
Look at the OI as well. Mhm. Yeah, this needs a big fat wick of a
Yeah.
top. What's volume? Oh, wrong coin. Yeah, that's not nearly enough volume. I mean, this maybe, yeah, but a bit too awkward here. Although, probably will be a good short somewhere in the future. What else do we have? Why is ALK trending up again? I swear it does this at the most random times.
ALCH?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna trade so strange. Yeah, I hope Bong and Useless leg up. That's XRP, we discussed that. Any other short requests, guys? As we head into the last 5 minutes. Or anything you still want to share, HBJ? If you want, you can share your screen as well.
Yeah, I can. Nice 4 hour close coming on SUR as well. I think we are up for a bounce going into weekend.
Stop sharing so you can share your screen if you want.
So this was the target we had on our SUR trade when we shorted it early this week. We pretty much tapped this area. Closing 4 hour pretty decent, confirming this demand in like 5 minutes. So overall, I'm inclining towards a lot of things. Like I'm still inclined towards early month de-risking. So shorts would still be my main play, but I think right now you can get away with longing things with tight stops. Like if SUI closes 4 hour like this, you just have your invalidation below the wick, which is 3.7%, and look for next 6-7% bounce over the weekend to sell. So a good 1.52 hour trade. Fartcoin looking decent too. So I think the coins to be trying along if you want. Fartcoin could be a bit late because if you're longing here, your invalidation is like 8-9% at least. But you can try some other coins giving you good 4 hour closes just now. BNB. BNB, I saw it losing previous all time highs this evening. So that's the least you wanted to get back above. Yeah, don't like this. So these were your previous all-time highs. I have my alerts above this all-time high reclaim if it gives in coming time. But as long as it's below, you don't want to touch it for now. I'm in from 165. Would you hold on Sol? Sol is, to be honest, one thing I'm not sure on a bottom being in here. Even though this is not a bad looking 4 hour close, but since I have like
Yeah,
a bias of things bouncing, maybe some small bounce first, but around 157, 158, which we discussed on the stream a while back, around this monthly demand is where I think you can try for a move back into 180, 183. It's not looking to get in the middle of nowhere on Sol. I think SUI, if you be wanting to be longing a major right now, SUI is a better bet and a better looking structure than Sol, especially if this 4
yeah, I
hour
agree.
closes
I agree.
above 3.52. SUI again. Um, Good daily area. If this 4 hour closes above 3.52, confirming this bottom demand with a good long wick, you long with invalidation below the wick lows, target somewhere around middle of this area, right? So a good 1.52 hour trade over the weekend. Bonk looks decent too with the last 4 hour close.
Bonk and useless look pretty okay here.
Yeah. On Bitcoin, probably we just keep on doing this and then a squeeze into weekend. What I'm looking for a short is this this cluster from which we broke down like yesterday. That's where I think you should be looking for shorts if you get over the weekend. And that's the plan. So I think we can now summarize the stream. What do you think, about?
Yeah, cool. Um,
Yeah.
for me, it's pretty simple. I would focus on strong alts like Bonk, Fartcoin, and Sui. Maybe XRP as well. Those are, I think, the only four alts I would look at for here, for a long here. And if BTC retests 117, 118K over the weekend, it's probably a good place to look for alt shorts again. I think useless is one which we both really want to short, so I'll be looking at that for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. If we reclaim 118 and push back to 125K for whichever reason, then that's obviously very good. But I'm just gonna lean towards shorting, especially since we broke down from our range. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
it from my side.
Yeah. I'll add a little like just still press less number of buttons in coming days. Take less number of trades. Only trade at extremes. Like you'd want to be longing when there is a good red day like today. Take some tight invalidation, small risks. Once you get bounces, be aggressive to book profits, and then add some good green day. Look for shorts to the other side as well. So yeah, just play it as a chop, as a range. Survive like next 6-7 days, and I think we can be good.
Cool. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Have a good weekend. Don't overtrade right now. If you lost some money today and yesterday, take the weekend off. There's no need to try and make it back. And have a good one.
Yeah, have a good time. Thanks, Impulse, for having me.
Thanks for joining. Have a good weekend to you as well, bro. Take care.
Thanks.